welcome all of you at Kevalgam. I am Dr. Nuttan Pakre, PRO and Medical Consultant at Kevalgam, Mumbai. Take great pleasure and honor in introducing to all of you our well-known, famous and distinguished guest speaker, Mrs. Smita Jaikar. I am sure there will be hardly anyone. But before I start, keeping tradition of Kevalgam in mind, we will chant Shantipat together. So I request you all, please close your eyes, back straight, hands in Namaskar Mudra. Whoever knows Shantipat, please join me. Otherwise, just be with us. Start. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryan Karvavali Tejasvinavaditamastu Ma Vidvishavale. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Slowly open your eyes. Welcome back. Now I will introduce you Smita ji. Smita Jaikar was born in Thakurdwar, Mumbai, Maharashtra. As an actress, she has acted in more than 250 films, Hindi and Marathi. Over 100 daily soap, Hindi and Marathi. Over 75 TV serials, shows in theatre, English, Hindi and Marathi. Big clap for this monumental experience spread over so many years. Her hobbies include semi-classical singing, fabric painting, and she is a master in Ikebana bonsai. Her quest for a deeper understanding of peace and happiness in life led her to the experiment with various natural therapy, technique and practices. Finally, she discovered a simple and practical approach to heal her inner self, which she has shared with hundreds of people through natural healing, techniques and workshops. Her quest gravitate to various forms of holistic healing. This search led her to the oneness ideology, to tap universal energies and balance internal body chakras and connect with the truth of one's own being. Process of reconnecting with your life purposes and celebrating life with power and connect and passion. On her spiritual journey, she did her Grandmaster in Reiki, learned self-healing through acupressure, did Kundalini and rebirthing and breath work workshops. However, it was only after being associated with Oneness University for last 20 years, now her guru is Sri Dada Shriji, who is taking her forward on the path of self-realization and transforming humanity at large. This is the reason why she holds such workshops. After deep personal experience, she felt that she had healed her inner self. She is now established in a state of perpetual peace. The spiritual seeker inside her has formed an integral part of what and how she is today. Now she regularly practices Chakra Dhyan meditation that focuses on working around the energy system in the body and bringing them to balance. Please once again welcome Mrs. Smita Jaikar with a big round of applause. Now I would like to request our trustee Suhas Bhatt Sirji, please come and do the felicitation ceremony. Madam, please.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Dr. Shukla, please join, sir.
सामने
ठीक है?
हाँ.
One second.
आगे आगे यस
Shall we start? This will block the view of.
टेक योर सीट
Okay, namaste, all of you. Can you all see me and hear me? This mic has it, is it on? Is it not? It's not on. No, it's not working. Okay, this is for the camera. So can I put two mics? No, it's okay. I'm fine. Yeah. Now you can hear me, right? Yeah. Okay. So before we begin, I'll just play a little bit of a mantra so that we get all our energies right here now, because we've worked all day and been all over the place. So we just need to center ourselves slightly over here. One more thing before I start talking. Is everybody fine with English or should it be Hindi? Hindi English mix, okay. Hindi English mix, okay. Okay, so we'll do a Hindi English mix. If you don't understand something, you can always raise your hand, because I tend to sway towards the English language a little more. So that's fine. So let's just close our eyes and just center our beings here, just for about a minute or so. Okay.
Shri Sadguru. Shri
We can open our eyes. So today, as we all know, that we're going to discuss spirituality versus religion. Interesting? Yeah? Actually, this is what got me on my journey. I did not understand the difference when I began what is spirituality and what is religion. And how do I become spiritual? So that was a very big question for me when I began 30 years back on my journey. So that's why I feel that this is a very interesting topic. Most people don't know the difference and don't know how to get on the spiritual path. Ma'am, you can come in the front. There's a chair over there also. So let me first understand, most of us know the difference, but I just want to know your views. Maybe I can learn one or two things more from you, from the difference. What is the difference between spirituality and religion? Can anybody tell me? What do you understand? But yes?
Religious, I think it's more to do with the modalities of just going to temple, doing tikas and coming and praying to God and coming back. That's basically religious. When all the moralities, whatever has been taught, our parents will just follow it blindly, not knowing why we are doing it.
Nobody knows.
Spirituality is very individual. It is taking you straight to the God without any middleman in between, and it is a path where
Yes, very true, very true. Anybody else? Yeah? A couple of points, what you all have said is perfectly right. A couple of points I would like to just add on more is, I feel religion is man-made and spirituality is not man-made. It is God-made. I do not like to use the word God basically because then there is again, your God is different and my God is different. But for a general understanding, what I mean by God is the divine, the cosmic energy, the universal energy, the Atman or the Brahman or whatever you call it. But people understand it very easily when you say God. But I don't mean your God and my God because I don't like that kind of a difference. Again, that's what spirituality, religion has gotten us into. Like your God is different and my God is different. So in my religion, I'm not allowed to do this, and in my religion, I'm allowed to do this, which is so contradictory when you come to Hindu-Muslim religion. Like when we are having our Ganpati and all celebrations, they have their Moharram and Ramzans and all that. So completely different, where one sect of humanity is mourning and the other sect of humanity is celebrating. So I do not like that kind of a difference at all. So I don't like to say your God and my God, which religion is very, very man-made and spirituality is not. I feel religion is used to bargain. You know, हम लोग मन्नतें मांगते हैं ना, मेरा ये काम हो जाएगा, मैं ये चढ़ावा चढ़ाऊंगी, मैं वैष्णो देवी चल के जाऊंगी एंड फलाना करूंगी, ये करूंगी और क्या क्या क्या. भगवान ने कुछ मांगा नहीं है आपसे, लेकिन हमारा ये जो गिल्ट है और हम लोग ये चढ़ाऊंगी, वो चढ़ाऊंगी और unnecessarily we keep bribing God for that. So religion puts you into that kind of a guilt. Religion makes you feel very guilty. Like one thing which really bothers me is when like Christianity, how the world is Christianity. And in Christianity, they don't believe in the menstrual cycle, that the ladies are not allowed to go. They go anytime. They don't even have to have a bath when they go to their church. Why? Is Jesus something very different from our Shiva? Or from Allah or from any other universal energy? So why is certain section of Hinduism only so strict with all these things? It's very logical. You have to understand these things. In earlier days, maybe it was all that because women had to work and they had to be sort of kept separate, and hygienically it was not correct for them to move all over the house. Maybe that was the reason why they were sort of you sit in one place quietly. But they made such a big thing out of it that today it is such a guilt. Oh my God, I can't come to the temple, I can't. We have this huge Gauri Puja in our house and most women make this excuse, no, I can't come one of those days. I said, my Gauri doesn't mind. Because I have done this all my life. Where do I go? I've got 2 sons. Now I've got a daughter-in-law, but where the hell do I go? Who do I tell? So I used to do it. I said, it's your problem, not mine. And I never felt this guilt ever, because this is what was ingrained in me right from my first Guruji. Prabhuji told me, listen, think logically. Think like a sensible person. So spirituality is usually used for all these kind of bargaining. Religion is used for all this kind of bargaining, and so I prefer the spiritual part of it, where you don't have do's and don'ts and you have to do this and you don't have to do that. The guilt is not there. As far as religion is concerned, there's a lot of guilt. People put you into that guilt. Fasting हो तो आज फलाना फलाना है तो आज उपवास नहीं किया तो मतलब you are a bad person. Eating non-vegetarian again is another myth. Again, I would say half the world is Christianity. The rest half is Islam. Both of them are heavy meat eaters, red meat eaters. You mean in Christianity and in Islam there were no Sufis and no big saints or no realized souls? How is that possible? It is, it is a myth. I mean, if on your own you want to give it up, absolutely that's fine. But no God has come and told you, or this God or that God has come and told you, don't eat this and don't eat that. There are various arguments on this point which I was recently reading on the net, that why vegetarianism is so professed when you get into spirituality, why they say कि नहीं आपको vegetarianism follow करना है. It's because there is this new thing that I read, which I also was, I didn't know, that was news for me also, that this pineal gland, you know what the pineal gland is, right? So this pineal gland, when you eat red meat and things जो सात्विक आहार खाना और असात्विक आहार खाना, असात्विक आहार आप खाएंगे तो pineal gland के इधर calcification होता है, and it does not allow the pineal gland to open. That is your third eye chakra which will open. So इसके लिए they recommend vegetarianism. Again, I would say in Christianity or in Islam they all eat. No, they still have that. So there are various arguments on this, and it's a very debatable point. But it is, one should not feel guilty for doing whatever you're doing, is according to me. Whether you eat, you don't eat, you drink, you dance, you do what you want, you should not be guilty. And main thing what spirituality teaches you is to connect with humanity at large. Religion divides you. So if you're going to be divided, then how? I mean, and there are people who keep on, I know of women, of ladies for years on end have been constantly doing that jap or doing the Lalita Sahasranam and some what not they do. औरतें ज़्यादातर ज़िंदगी सुबह की अपने 2-4 घंटे मंदिर में बिताते हैं. हाथ में जपमाला होती है लेकिन उनका ध्यान कुकर का, वो बंद करो गैस, कुकर की 2 सीटियां हो गई, अरे उसका डब्बा भर दिया क्या, वो देखो रोता है, फ़ोन क्यों बज रहा है इतनी देर, शुरू उनका जप. For years they've been doing it. The spirituality transforms you. Religion does not transform you. Religion आपको in fact और rigid बना देता है. And what one requires, all of us require, is the inner transformation. Because unless you are transformed from within, I'm not talking of the change. We may change, but I'm talking of a transformation. Transformation is a permanent, irreversible thing. Once you're transformed, you cannot go back to your earlier state that you were in. That is what spirituality is. And whichever person, whichever guru, whichever dharma, whichever religion takes you towards that, please follow that without having the guilt in you. Now, I am a Hindu by birth. So obviously, हमारे घर में ये सारे पूजा पाठ होते हैं और मैं उसको follow करती हूँ. लेकिन अगर नहीं करती हूँ तो मुझे इसका guilt नहीं है. लेकिन being into spirituality, you follow your own religion, it's a whole different feeling. It's a completely different feeling. You do it without guilt. Like Prabhuji, my earlier guru, he had given me this havan. एक छोटा सा हवन कुंड दिया था मुझे और उन्होंने बोला था ओम प्रभु शांति का हवन करो रोज़. तो मैंने तब से वो उसको शुरू किया था, वो आज भी मैं करती हूँ because I enjoy it. But if I'm busy, if I'm out of town, I don't do it, and of which I'm not guilty at all. I don't feel that thing कि अरे मैंने आज हवन नहीं किया तो आज कुछ बुरा हो जाएगा, आज बिल्ली रास्ता काट गई कुछ बुरा हो जाएगा. ये क्या है? This is all nonsense. So when you're on the spiritual path, ये सारी चीज़ें आपको कोई भी कुछ भी बताता है, ये नहीं करना चाहिए, वो नहीं करना चाहिए, आप logically उसको सोच लीजिए. Because lot of people put this guilt in you. कोई भी धर्म आप फॉलो करेंगे या कहीं पे भी गुरु के पास जाएंगे या कुछ भी साधना कोई भी आपको देगा तो वो कहते हैं नहीं इसको कंपलसरी करना चाहिए. Why? Because when you do it compulsory, there's a change in your in you. But इसकी बाइंडिंग मत रखिए, इसका गिल्ट मत रखिए. अगर गिल्ट आपके अंदर आएगा तो समथिंग इज रॉन्ग समवेयर. यू हैव टू चेक ऑन योर ओन सेल्फ. So spirituality just binds you. It is all universal. It connects to the universal energies, not to a particular sect, not to a particular people, certain religions. Okay, so now when I started, because I'm a Hindu, I keep doing the Havan nowadays. But now every religion is a fire worshipper in some form or the other. Because fire was the first element which happened on earth amongst the 5 elements with the Big Bang theory. So the fire was the first element which happened. So every religion is a fire worshipper. You tell me which religion does not worship fire. So fire, you worship fire in any form. If you feel you're a Muslim and you're not comfortable doing the Havan, you worship, you say Inshallah, you say Salam Alaikum, वो जो भी आपकी जो मंत्र है वो बोलो. That has got nothing to do with it. It is your bhav which is important. आपके अंदर का emotion है वो important है जब आप ईश्वर से connect करते हैं to that universal energy. God only understands emotion, He does not understand anything. So where there is bhav, there is the divine energies are there and they will help you.